Hi everyone, happy Sunday. I hope you can all hear me. Yeah, the session will start in about 5 or 10 minutes. Let's just wait for other people down the line. Hello, Doki, happy to be here. Thank you, Dawood. Happy weekend, Pamela. Good to have you here. Welcome to Scholarship Cafe. If you can hear me clearly, please just say yes. Hi, Aaron from Zimbabwe. How are you? Good to have you here. I have great friends from Zimbabwe. Thank you for joining Scholarship Cafe today. So I have a lot of things to talk about today. I have several scholarships and funding opportunities in Asia, in Europe, in North America, in Australia, and a host of other things. But if you have your questions, please you can type in the chat box and I can always answer you. So we're just gonna wait for additional 20 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes for others to join us. And good to have you guys. Happy weekend. Hi, my sister Victoria. Hi, Timothy Damilola. Hi, Poja Dissect. Welcome. Adetunji Kwalumi, thank you so much. Happy weekend to you. Happy July. I pray it's going to be a wonderful month for every one of us. That scholarship will work. That job will come true. That financial blessings will come. Hi, Fatima. Good to have you here on Scholarship Cafe. So I'm just going to wait for a few seconds so that we can kickstart what I have for you today. So I think I need to start now for the sake of people that still have other things to do. So welcome everyone. If you're here for the first time, my name is Olumiwa Balajobi. I'm from Efala, Nigeria, Ekiti State. The Nigeria and Jerusalem. I work with the University of British Columbia as a postdoctoral fellow, and I work with cryptocurrency development. I'm a mycologist, and recently I got employment as a visiting lecturer to the State University, and I had my classes this week. It was really stressful. Like I had to juggle between the time difference, and I had fun. It was really wonderful talking to the students and also engaging them in things that could better their future. Hi, Oshuntoki Omowumi. Hi, Peter from Ibadan. Good to have you here. Welcome. Yeah, my sister Ibiwumi Ajayi. Well done. Thank you so much. Welcome. Happy weekend to you and Doc. Thank you so much for you all guys for joining us. Good evening. Thank you for coming on board. So today, yeah, I'm going to talk about a lot of scholarships opportunities which I've been able to gather in the last week. And one thing about this channel is that I want to be more engaged, like here, because of the current Twitter ban in Nigeria. So a lot of my followers on Twitter can no longer access my tweet. So I'll be doing more of live stream to bring to them scholarship opportunities, funding, as well as tips on how to make your application better. Thank you, James Olaluwa. Good evening. Good morning from here, Benjamin Allen. Hi, Doc. Thank you so much. Welcome. So I have in the last the concept about this channel is that I have in the last year pushed out scholarship content to friends and yeah, in my close circle. So last year, on the 17th of July last year, I just thought about making it a bigger one. Then I started posting about scholarship, which has like increased to scholarship cafe. I get meals every day. So I'm so much I kind of appreciate everyone that have sent in messages to me, positive comments, people getting positive comment after years they've been writing professors after they've used my CV format and cold email. I'm so happy to receive all these testimonies in the last 1 year, even like on the 29th of June. It was overwhelming. I had so much testimonies about fully funded scholarship um as well as I'm going to address that Dusty, as well as approval for visa at the US embassy. So I'm so happy for everyone that has been part of Scholarship Cafe in the last 1 year, and I just want to say thank you for your support, thank you for your positive comment. People ask me how do I even cope, like the time difference, my own personal obligation, but it's my dream to see everyone growing for free. You can do things DIY, like do it yourself. So today I'll be talking about available scholarships for masters and PhD across fields. Okay, a lot of people complain like I did usually talk more on STEM. So today I'm going to be addressing non-STEM as well. Olale James, thank you so much. Welcome on board. Happy weekend to you. And so I'll try as much as possible, like I said earlier, to repeat this live stream twice in a month to assist a lot of people that has no access to my Twitter page because of the VPN issue. I understand it's not a lot of people that are tech savvy or can also afford VPN. So keep it locked on this on this YouTube channel. And in the next couple of days, I would also be releasing videos on how to make your applications better. And I said a big news is coming in July. SOP review, CV review, stay connected. Like I have all the modalities in place, and I'll be announcing on my YouTube channel on how to go about it. I made a poll earlier today on Twitter. If you want CV review or SOP review, and a lot of people want SOP review, but again, I've realized even in the last 1 week that I tried to review about 20 CVs. They still had so many mistakes. So if you haven't checked the video on common mistakes in your CV, please go check it. And again, my next video is on how to craft or ideal academic CV. Then we can talk about maybe SOP review or CV review later. Yeah, Agatha Ogbe, hi. Thank you so much. So thank you to everyone that has subscribed so far. Like having over 2,000 subscribers in less than about 1 month that I started. I really want to appreciate you. Please also try to share this with your friends, and there are packages in line for all of us that we will learn from one another, and it will also contribute to your academic growth. So today, the first scholarships like you can apply for is the DAAD ESPO funded masters or PhD programs in Germany. yeah, the DAAD ESPO fully funded MSc or PhD program. I'll drop the link as soon as I talk about them. The program offers individual scholarships to participants from developing countries, including Nigeria and other countries, so that they may study development related postgraduate courses in selected universities in Germany. I have friends that already had the scholarship on my radar, which could be of help to you, and I've shared their testimony. And so the question is, who can apply for this scholarship? You need at least 2 years experience. What I'm talking about for people that are just joining, I'm talking about the DAAD ESPO fully funded MSc or PhD programs in Germany. Thank you so much, Rabiu Khalid. I'm fine, thank you. So who can apply? Are people with 2 years of professional experience um, eligible um, from developing countries, eligible countries, not only Nigeria, are the ones that are qualified for this. There are several other countries that are qualified for this in Africa. In Europe, you have Albania, you have Belarus. In Africa, you have in North Africa, you have Algeria, you have Egypt, you have Libya, you have Tunisia, you have Morocco. In sub-Saharan Africa, you have Angola, you have Burkina Faso, if you're from Ghana, if you're from Kenya, if you're from Mauritius, if you're from Nigeria, if you are from Cameroon, yeah, if you're from Ethiopia, you can apply. And if you're in America, if you're in Cuba, Costa Rica, Mexico, if you're from South America, from Colombia, from Paraguay, from Peru, you can apply for this program. And if you're from Asia, near our Middle East, in terms of Iraq, Iran, Jordan, you want to consider the Expo scholarship. And if you are from East Asia, including Cambodia, China, Indonesia, Korea, the Republic, that's North Korea, or Malaysia, or Mongolia, or Thailand, you can apply for this program. What is the name of the scholarship? Does Turkey qualify? I would have to check to see if Turkey qualify for the scholarship. The scholarship, like I said, is the ESPO DAD program. So if you're from Turkey, yeah, your Turkey is not qualified to apply for the program. It has been ruled out. So maybe there are other scholarship opportunities on the DAD scholarship if you can apply for if you're from Turkey. South Africa. South Africa, I have to confirm if South Africa is qualified to apply. If you're from South Africa, yeah, you're qualified to apply for the DAD ESPO program. I think that is settled. So if you're from South Africa, you're qualified. If you're from Nigeria, you're qualified to apply for the program. And the list of study, the list of courses you can apply for this program, like I said, the deadline varies for each school. I'm going to drop the link for you to check. You can download the PDF, and also you can contact me. I have friends on this scholarship, which will be of help to you. So for the list of study in this program include economics, development related sciences, engineering, science, mathematics, architecture, urban development, agricultural science. A lot of people complain there are no funding in agricultural science. SA doesn't qualify to apply. SA can apply. Health related sciences. Recently, there was one I posted. Educational sciences, law, media science, like I said, including STEM and non-STEM, informatics, political science. If you're looking for masters or PhD in political science, you might want to consider this scholarship. And if you read geography or geosciences, you may also consider this scholarship. Forestry sciences, social sciences, business administration. You may want to consider applying for the DAAD ESPO fully funded master's or PhD program. The duration of the funding is about 12 to 42 months, dependent on your study program. And the benefit you get, depending on your academic level, you get 861 euro for masters, and you get 1,200 euro for doctoral candidate. They also pay towards your health insurance, accident, and personal liability. Also, you get covered for travel allowance unless these expenses are covered by the home country. And other certain conditions, you may also get monthly allowance for your family. So if you have a family and you want to stay, you want to travel, study in Europe, your family are covered. And if you get rent outside the university environment, they subsidize your rent. So how is the selection made? The selection is made by you applying to the school, and you have a bachelor degree, at least for masters, and I mean, and for PhD program, you have a master's degree. Then you need at least 2 years of professional work experience. So you can also write your motivation letter, like how you've contributed to developmental related process and also social responsibility, and how you've supported change in their personal professional environment, when you like a long time goal, and how you would contribute to development of your own country or your organization or something like that. So I'm gonna drop the link of the DAD scholarship here, so that if you're interested in the ESPO scholarship, you could just go ahead and apply. Like I said, the deadline varies from each school, and most of them would probably resume in August. So this is the right time to start putting that your application out there. So just 1 second to drop the DAD link, so that anyone that is interested in this scholarship can just go ahead and um apply. You don't need a professor acceptance for this, like, and I'm sure you just need to package your documents very well. So someone is asking, thanks for educational technology. That's my field. Yeah, you can try the scholarship if it covers anything on your field. It has an educational science, so this is something you may want to consider. So I'm gonna go in depth to see if there is something that it's the list of postgraduate courses for people that might be confused on, okay, is my course actually covered? I mean, example of someone asking for educational sciences. So for mathematics, they have PhD program in maths, which um yeah, PhD program in mathematics, which the application deadline it has passed actually. Um for educational programs, I'm trying to look for you media studies, and yeah, they have development studies, the agriculture and forestry. Yeah, so if you're thinking about regional development, if you're thinking about renewable energy, public health, there's a deadline for public health for the scholarship on the 15th of October at Charity Berlin. And if you're interested in global and urban health, you can also apply to University of Freiburg, as well as yeah, University of Heidelberg. If you're interested in vocational education, personal capacity, the deadline is 30th of September at TU Dresden. If you're interested in Masters of Law, Intellectual Property and Competition Law, the deadline is 15th of the 15th of October 2021. So you may want to consider that link that I've shared to see if your field is actually captured in this scholarship. Oh, someone said deadline for mathematics field. Yeah, the deadline for PhD in mathematics is actually 15th of January 2022. Yeah, so if you're interested in PhD program in mathematics and industry and commerce at TU Kaiserslautern, so it's 42 months and it's fully funded. So you might consider applying, getting your application right now and submit on the 15th of January 2022. So you still have time to package your application very well. MSc Pharmacology, doctor, please. Okay, I'm going to talk about it later. Internship and part-time jobs can be used as professional experience. Yes, it depends on the way you package it. So discretion is very important here when you talk about this scholarship. So another field that could apply, it's engineering. So if you're interested in let's say Masters of Engineering, Energy and Environmental Management, you can check the website of TU Dresden to see when the application opens. And also, if you're interested in Masters of Development in Economics, University of Göttingen, it starts from the 1st of October to the 15th of November 2021. So you can apply for the program. It's 24 months. So if you're also interested in international and development economics, you can consider HTW Berlin. The deadline for the scholarship is August 31st. So that's the DAD ESPO scholarship. If you're interested in international media studies, for people in arts, the deadline is 31st of March 2022, fully funded under the ESPO DAD scholarship. Yeah. MSc Immunology, anything regarding psychology. Yeah, don't worry. I'm still gonna talk about all those things later in the during the course of the program. Most scholarships do ask for a minimum of 4 years bachelor, but I only have 3 years BSc after my HND. How do I handle this, doc? I think you should just focus on yeah, what you can do West evaluation, and most importantly, but even in developed countries, oftentimes it's not exactly 4 years, maybe three and a half. So I don't think they should query you for that. At least this Korean government scholarship, I probably haven't read about 4 years bachelor degree, but it's just about your CGPA. So if you can prove that, I mean, people do 1 year of masters and they get scholarships in France and in other part of the world. So that shouldn't be a big deal for you. Good evening, Hayomide Istra. Anything regarding psychology? We'll talk about that later. So then we're done with the DAD Expo scholarship. If you are interested in the scholarship, I would suggest you start applying now and I mean check the website for the link that I've actually put in there, and hopefully in the description I'll edit it and put all this in there. So I intend to apply for the Vineyard Scholarship for 20, but I see on the website the deadline is November 2021 of a university Muslim. I'm yet to apply. I'll address that later. I'm going to talk about Vineyard Scholarship. Please remind me again. MSc for Sustainable Energy Management of Renewable Energy. You might want to check the Hexpo PhD scholarship, the Masters of PhD scholarship. They have urban development. Sometimes it's all about you having a kind of interdisciplinary approach to most of these courses. Someone is asking about anything on aquaculture and fishery. This falls under agricultural science. So you have to look in depth. Like, what problem do you want to solve? There are a lot of opportunities. Like, for instance, think about food insecurity. Like, look for schools of faculty members that are working on something like this. You want to solve a problem. It's not just about you looking for scholarship. Thank you, David. I'm gonna address that later. So just stay connected, please. So the next scholarship is the Freiburg Rising Star Academic PhD and postdoc opportunities in Germany. So if you are a postdoctoral research fellow, this is for you. The deadline is the 29th of July. The Freiburg Rising Stars academic scholarship. And the field of study is material science, biology, physics, engineering, genetics, medicine. So if you're interested in medicine, genetics, engineering, physics, biology, PhD and postdoc opportunity. Chemistry informatics, you can apply for the Freiburg Rising Star academic PhD and postdoc opportunities in Germany. They have two different tracks to apply for this admission. If you are applying for the PhD, you choose the track one. You have to apply for a collaboration with one of their host principal investigators. They have a lot of principal investigators. You can see this on their website. So your application document must include your letter of motivation, why you want to join the Freiburg Rising Star Academy. Describe the goal you wish to pursue as a Rising Star. Then include the proposal of collaboration. Write your proposal. I have materials on how to write a proposal on my Twitter pin post as well. So you need a PI to accept you. Then you write your proposal together, and also you have to like indicate why you're a good match. So you also need to submit your documents. I'm gonna drop this again into the chat. The Freiburg Rising Star academic for PhD and postdoc in Germany. What is the chance of getting scholarship for someone with 10 years educational gap, despite the fact that experience person is not in line? Yeah, it can be cumbersome, but again, like I said, I always consider, okay, there's always a connection between the course and the other. For instance, if you've worked in like think about computer science, think about biology, you can think about computational biology. So if you have that gap, it might be hard, but again, you need to focus on why you want to switch after 10 years. So you have to focus. You need a strong statement of purpose and also consider scholarships that may not be that competitive, especially with that gap. So you might have to consider. I'm actually making a video on scholarships for people that are over a certain age that you can ask. I mean, you should stay connected for that video. So it's not a big deal if you have 10 years gap, but it depends on how you connect. For instance, a friend of mine worked in the bank for 6 years before he went back to microbiology. But in his CV, there was nothing that indicated he worked in the bank. In his master's, he indicated that he was still like a research assistant with his professor, which works for him. So, like I always say, discretion is very important when you are applying to most of these positions. So if you're interested in the Freiburg, and if you're interested in the Freiburg Rising Star Academic PhD and postdoc opportunities in Germany, please you should consider opening that link. It is very safe for you. The next is multiple PhD and postdoc position at the Friedrich Schiller University in in Germany. So if you're interested in fungal biology or other related field, you can apply for this. They have their job site, so most of the applications close tomorrow. So if you're interested in something like plant functional biodiversity, hydrogenealogy, doctoral research in molecular microbiology, if you're interested in polymer sciences, if you're interested in molecular microbiology, if you're interested in ecohydrology, PhD, and also if you're interested in postdoc for multi-dial nanospectroscopy. And if you're interested in immunology, as well as there is a research group that works in fungal biology at the Friedrich Schiller University Jena in Germany, you may want to consider the several positions listed on the university website, which I would also drop. Um, the link for anyone interested. So if you are a scientist and you're interested in PhD as well as postdoc position in Germany, you can consider applying for this position, which I'm going to paste here again for anyone interested. Germany is a very good country to study, and you have like a good life as well as there are benefits for family and also like you have unemployment allowance as well as it's somewhere you want to raise your family, a stable economy as well as the big guy in Europe. So greetings, sir. Is it possible to apply for biology with a bachelor degree in microbiology? Yes, it's very possible. Yeah, it depends on how you relate the two. So the fourth scholarship here is for people that are looking for master's scholarship in public health epidemiology. This is a scholarship which is applicable in South Africa. The benefit for the scholarship includes you'll have a return air flight airfare from your country. What is the chances of getting a faculty position in Germany after a postdoc? It's really slim. That's why I left Germany. I'm sorry, but your experience might be different. Yeah, it's very competitive in any part of the world to get a faculty position, but in Germany, you also need a language to kind of explore that part. So, for the scholarship, if you're interested in masters in epidemiology, I have something for you in South Africa. It covers the airfare from the candidate's home country as well as it's covered from the candidate's home country as well as tuition fee. Also, you have basic medical and accident insurance. You have monthly stipends to cover living expenses, including accommodation, support for research project expenses. Also, you get to feel the impact of the program. Like recipient careers will be tracked, so they have a monitoring platform for you to track your career to make sure you are successful. So the deadline for this scholarship for the TDR postgraduate training scholarship in implementation science, the deadline is 31st of July 2021. So if you are someone that is interested in epidemiology, you may want to consider this scholarship. So I'm going to answer a few questions before I move to the next scholarship that I want to talk about. So this is the TDR. I'm going to post the TDR link here so that if you are interested, you can apply for this. If you're interested in epidemiology, you may want to consider this scholarship. At least it has the return ticket from your home country, and again, you have access to tuition free as well as monthly stipends. So if you're interested in the scholarship, this is for you. So, sir, what is the name of the scholarship for epidemiology? I just posted it now. TDR Postgraduate Training Scholarship in Implementation Science for the 2022 academic calendar in South Africa. So you might check that link to see if it works for you. So I'm going to answer a few questions. Someone says, sir, is the visa process for Germany currently flexible? Like I know for now it's not flexible. They have the stream A and the B. For the stream A, so if you have the DAAD scholarship or you have a first class, you can get the interview very soon until it changes. It's hard if you're in the stream B with the 2-1 and it's self-funding. So you may want to consider if you want to wait or you want to explore other parts of Europe, which it's your decision. So MSc for renewable energy management and renewable energy. Okay. MSc immunology. Taiwan issue. I don't think MSc immunology is difficult to get. Several investors in the world, in Asia, in North America, in Europe, offers masters in microbiology and immunology. So you may want to consider writing professors in your field. I'm a microbiologist. I just taught immunology a few days ago. So you may want to write professors in your field and think about what you really want to solve. Or do you want to talk about cancer immunotherapy? Do you want to talk about vaccine production? So what part of immunology are you interested in? So that would make it much more easier to connect with a supervisor in your field, and you can use my code email format and write your CV very well, make it catchy and error free, and send it to your supervisor saying you're interested in masters in immunology. I think that's much more important. It shouldn't be a big deal for you to get. So for psychology, you might be interested in bioethics. What aspect of psychology are you interested in? Is it clinical psychology, or like yeah, or bioethics, or just don't look for opportunities in psychology? You have to define what you really want to focus on. Is it like, okay, you want to focus on immigration? Is it like you want to focus on gender imbalance, or is it like you want to focus on EDI, or is it like you want to focus on indigenous subjects? So you have to think about what aspect of psychology you are interested in. Yeah, you said vaccine production. Then it's pretty cool. Like we all need vaccine. We have issues of COVID. I mean, we've discovered just less than 1% of the total population of microbes in the world. So we'll still have to prepare for pandemic, epidemic. So you have to think about, okay, vaccine production. I know Erasmus offers vaccine production, like vaccine production stream in their course. So you may want to think about that, and you also want to consider looking for opportunities on Google Scholar or ResearchGate, like publications on professors or lab that has done something on vaccine production, that then you can think about, oh, what have they done? What are the gaps that are available that you want to focus on? So that is very important for you. Thank you so much, Balogun Lighton. You're doing a great work, bro. God bless you. God bless you too. Happy weekend to you. Clinical psychology, yeah. So think about, look at for universities that are into clinical psychology. Then look for a research professor like that could take you, write your proposal, write you, make a good CV, make a good impression of yourself. Like I said, think about a problem statement. What are you bringing on board? What do you want to solve? Yes. So the next scholarship I want to talk about is like the multiple PhD offer at Ghent University. Ghent University oftentimes is like one of my favorite sites. Like they post opportunities frequently in Belgium, and if you're looking for opportunities, doctoral position in biochemistry and microbiology for people that are looking for immunology as well. If you're looking for doctoral position, biomedic molecular medicine, biotechnology, applied physics, and animal science and aquatic, and electromechanical system, metal engineering, information technology. If you're looking for PhD opportunity in economics, in marketing, innovation, and organization. If you're looking for PhD opportunity in political science, and in electronics and information systems, in plants and crops, and also in electronics and information system. If you're looking in biology, in pharmacology, toxicology, as well as industrial system engineering and product design, you may want to consider applying for the postdoctoral and PhD position at Ghent University in Belgium. So I'm also going to post the link here so that if you are interested, you can consider applying for those positions. Belgium is a good country and is in Europe, so I also think it's family friendly. So this is a multiple PhDs and postdoc positions at Ghent University in Belgium. So if you're interested in those positions, you may consider applying for them. and it's for free. So I guess you don't have to pay any application fee. So thank you so much for the information you gave. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Freepong, Stephen Kennedy, scholarship for neuroscience and neurobiology. Yes, my major my always my advice is like look for universities that are doing something neurobiology, neuroscience. Talk to the professors in your field. Send a cold email. Send your CV. Ask if there's an opportunity to talk about research questions for them. Are there current scholarship opportunities for environmental geoscience in Germany? Yeah, you may have to look for them. Check the ESPO DAAD scholarship, which I posted earlier. Maybe something interesting might be for you there. How can I get schools for antimicrobial resistant? Every school in the world work on antimicrobial resistant. This is the problem in the world. In 2050, people will die of antibiotic resistant more than cancer. So this is one field you want to think about. Like all universities in Nigeria, microbiology works in antimicrobial resistant. In Europe, in North America, in Asia. So, antimicrobial resistant is like go online, search for microbiology. Universities offering microbiology. In the department, I'm sure you'll find one or two persons working on antimicrobial resistant. Thank you, Doc, for the good work. God bless you. Is there scholarship opportunity for social science? Yes, I already talked about social science before you came. You can consider applying for the ESPO DAAD scholarship. It covers opportunities in social sciences, economics, as well as I also talked about the PhD and postdocs at Ghent University, Belgium, which covers an economics and lots of others in social sciences, including political science. Okay, so I studied education management. I have experience in health and safety. I have international certification. So what advice can you give to me if I want to do masters in health and safety? Masters in health and safety is very hard to get, especially fully funded. So if you have your funding, you can consider the UK, but also nothing is impossible. So you have to make a good application. Your certification sometimes is okay for the industry. I usually tell people you don't want to load your CV with multiple certification like HSC and the host of others. You want to make it academic enough for the lab, the group you're writing to consider you. So you may want to consider looking for schools that offers masters in health and safety. I know funding is pretty hard to get for such programs. Thank you so much, brother. I just read about it now. They can't hide it. My twin brother. Yeah, that I love scholarships for people in social sciences. It make me laugh actually. Yeah, like I said, consider like there are several the Chinese government scholarship, the Korean government scholarship. There are scholarships in Korea, especially in KDI. They offer scholarships for social sciences. Also, there are several schools in Korea which I'll talk about later. So someone said, please is MSc in renewable energy best to be done in Germany or how best is to obtain scholarship? Because I'm doing my BS in Morocco, I'm in Ghana. Oh yeah, I don't. Yeah, sustainable or renewable energy. It's like a big deal in the world right now. Talk about recycling and also green energy. So I believe any developed country would have investment in sustainable and renewable energy. So I wouldn't give a preference to Germany, but if you have a preference for Europe, why not consider Germany? It's okay. Is there any clinical psychology or forensic psychology scholarship in Europe? Thank you so much. I need masters. Artificial intelligence is one big deal. Like every country, especially in Canada, they invest also in artificial intelligence and smart city. So you may have to consider looking for universities that offers scholarship for artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, machine learning is something that is important in the world right now. So you have to be intentional. Go out there, search on Google for schools that are involved in artificial intelligence. Write a professor, send a code email to them. 21 UK to percentage. Okay, so I'm done with that. The fifth scholarship, and also recently I saw on Twitter by a professor that talked about masters and PhD in criminology and criminal justice in the US. So you may want to consider reaching out to Professor Beth Ubner. She said, oh, if you have questions about MA and PhD program or grad school in general, I'd love to chat. We have current openings in MA program and we have funded spots in the PhD program for 2022. Join us. So if you're interested in the university, I think it's the name of the university is UMSL in St. Louis. So if you're interested in MA and PhD program in criminology and criminal justice, you may want to consider reaching out to Professor Bet Ubna. If you check our page on Twitter, you would see our latest tweet when she talked about if you have questions on MA and PhD programs, you can write to her. I'm just going to I'm just going to share a link with you that if you okay, I'm just going to share a link with you. So if you're interested in their fully funded program, you can this is Twitter page. So she said once again, as of today, I'm the new director. She's the new director of of the criminology and criminal justice program in the university in the US. So if you have questions about MA and PhD programs, she would love to chat. So they said they have current openings in the master's program, and they will have funded spots in the PhD program for 2022. Okay. Chevney GP. I really don't know much about Chevney. You may want to talk about check the Chevney site. I'll talk about Chevney later during the course of the live chat. Thank you so much for your response. Thank you too. So the next scholarship I'm going to talk about it's the Skoltech University Scholarship in Russia. The deadline for this scholarship is fast approaching. This July 16, 2021 for the master's program. Then the deadline for the PhD program is August 1st, 2021. What country is preferred for MSc in wireless telecommunication? You might want to consider Korea. Korea is like the number one in technology in terms of IT. So you want to consider Korea. Yeah. And also I'm sure they have a lot of scholarship opportunities. I'm going to talk about scholarship opportunities also in Korea in subsequent in the course of this live chat. Please wait for PhD scholarship in biochemistry and molecular biology. Which of the offering scholarship is most preferable to apply? There's not no country that is more preferable. Every country is competitive. So if you're applying for a PhD in biochemistry and molecular biology, they want to see your expertise. What are you bringing on board? Like, do you have protein interaction skill? Do you have Western blot skill? Can you isolate DNA? Can you isolate RNA? In Europe, it's even more difficult to get scholarships, especially if you're coming from developing countries that haven't been exposed to such skills. So at a PhD level, they expect basic skills from you. So if you're interested in biochemistry and molecular biology, then you have to think about your expertise. Your CV has to be on point. You have to highlight your research experience. Then you can also, if you are thinking of like getting to learn from scratch, you can consider China, you can consider Japan, you can consider Korea, you can consider Taiwan. You don't want to repeat masters, you want to go to PhD directly, and they will train you from scratch. Any opportunity for tutor in Canada? No. Capital no. I don't know about that, but you can also confirm. But I know most school place emphasis on 2-1. So sorry to ask you, what about psychology like in Canada? I don't know about psychology in Canada. I'm a microbiologist, so I'll be very careful to talk not to talk on what I don't know about. But you can search online for such opportunities. Master Scholarship Artificial Intelligence Canada. Check for schools in intelligence, artificial intelligence in Canada. Reach out to professors and connect and talk about funding. Any opportunities to study MSc pediatric nursing in the US? Oh, well, I don't really know much about that. You might want to consider schools that are into nursing. Check on their website and write them for funding opportunities. So benefit of the Skoltech, I'm talking about the Skoltech scholarship in Russia. So if you are looking for opportunities for masters and PhD in data science, in computational science and engineering, in energy systems, in petroleum. Someone asked me about petroleum engineering not quite long. So if you're looking for scholarship in petroleum engineering, you may want to consider Skoltech University Scholarship. If you're looking for scholarship in biotechnology, photonomics and quantum materials, mathematics and theoretical physics, material science, space and engineering system, advanced in digital engineering, you may want to consider applying for the Skoltech University Scholarship. If you're looking for PhD in material science, life sciences, physics, computational and data science, you may want to consider applying for this scholarship. It's a kind of a rich scholarship. There's no application fee. Like you don't need to pay any application fee. The total fee will be covered. Your tuition will be covered by the scholarship. The standard monthly stipend for master student is 40,000 PUR. Maybe that's Russian fee. And the standard monthly stipend for PhD student is 75,000 PUR one of my guys, like my close friend, recently got a master's fully funded program in Russia, and is currently going to the US for his PhD. So you may want to consider applying for Russia for your master's or PhD. And also the medical insurance is covered for this scholarship. What's up with the Christian scholarship people apply for? Do you have an idea about the update? Yeah, the update is that the result will be out next week. Thank you. Ola Fagunshi. Yeah, good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. So again, if you are considering master's or PhD in petroleum engineering, in data science, in compositional science and engineering, mathematical and theoretical physics, material science, space and engineering system, advanced and digital engineering technology, you may want to consider applying for the School Tech University Scholarship in Russia. For masters, the deadline is July 16th. For PhDs, the deadline is August 1st. So again, I'm going to paste the scholarship name and the link to apply for here. I already have a PhD in environmental management, so I'm looking for postdocs in environmental health. However, whenever I stumble on postdoc position announcement, I I'm always feeling unqualified because of the skills and expertise. Well, it's also very important. Like at the postdoctoral level, there are a lot of um things expected from you, especially skills, and you should be able to supervise a doctoral student. So we may want to consider applying for less competitive opportunities. For me, I've always preached cold email. Send cold email to professor in your field instead of applying for the general openings. Most of the general openings are competitive. So write a professor, which I've always done. Write a professor for opportunities in their field and see if they have funding for you. Okay, I'm gonna place the School Tech scholarship, and if you're interested, you can apply for it. So once again, there is no application fee, and it's fully funded for computational biology, mathematics, photonomics and quantum materials, physics, material science, energy system, data science. So if you're looking for, a lot of people have reached out to me looking for opportunities in data science. So this is one big opportunity for you if you're looking for funding opportunities in data science. Any advice for someone looking to UBC? I know you're there based on your experience, what you would recommend for fellow microbiologists like you. Area of interest, virology. Fellow microbiologists like me, if you want to apply to UBC, you need the basic skills. I didn't start from UBC. I started from Korea. I had no molecular skills. I started from Korea. I went to Germany and I came to UBC for postdoc. So if you're interested in master's or PhD in biology in UBC, then you want to show that you have basic molecular skills, including in DNA and RNA isolation, in protein interaction, in Western blot. If you don't have that, please, I would advise you reconsider applying because the application fee is not free, and you don't want to spend about 130 Canadian dollars on something that you want to gamble with. So I would encourage you think about it twice. And if you want to like get those skills, like there are institutes in Nigeria which maybe you have to pay to get those expertise, which for me I feel really strange. But again, it's more of what you have, your hands and experience than faith. So you may want to consider that option. Do you have info on GI scholarship in Canada or Ireland? No, I don't have. I have a 2-2 and masters in in economics, but considering MSc public policy in Canada, can my undergraduate grade affect? Yes, it can. Most importantly, you need the last 2 semesters of your like the last few semesters of your like 400 level. It has to be important, and you may also consider doing West evaluation. Maybe your CGPA can be jacked up a little bit. I've seen people that apply for positions, and yeah, they have to consider their first degree again. So, can one get a PhD scholarship in environmental and petroleum technology management and environmental management? Yes, it's possible in South Korea. Anything is possible in South Korea, and there is funding in South Korea. So, what scholarship would you recommend for Masters in Immunology? There are several scholarships: Chinese government scholarship, Korean government scholarship, the MEST scholarship in Japan, Erasmus scholarship. There's several scholarship, right? Professor as well. So yeah, there is also ANSO scholarship in China, and there's Chevrolet. There are several scholarships you can apply for if you're looking for masters in immunology. What if CGP is great, but the funded level were not too great? You may have to reconsider that. Don't gamble with your application fee. Thank you so much. So the next one is a fully funded scholarship in National Research University High School of Economics in Russia. International student can apply for the scholarship for get a full tuition scholarship. They also this is also like merit-based scholarship, which they completely waive all your tuition fee for full selective master's program. The master's program, which the fully funded scholarship covers, is applied linguistics and text analytics, applied social psychology, business analytics and big data system, business and politics in modern Asia, cognitive science and technologies, data science. So if you're looking for scholarship in data science, you may want to consider this. Economics and economic policy, finance, international management, linguistic, mathematics, political analysis and policy, population and development, system and software engineering. So you may want to consider applying for the full tuition HSC scholarship for international student in Russia. The deadline for the full tuition HSC scholarship for international student in Russia is August 10, 2021. And like I said, if you're considering programs in MA as well as in STEM and non-STEM, you may want to consider applying for this program. There are only one professor that is into my area of interest, biology, in one of the schools I'm looking to Toronto, and he hasn't even replied my email. What do you recommend? Move on. If the professor is not replying, maybe your skills, hands-on experience is not enough for the professor, or the professor is tied up. Most professors also prefer in-state student. So if they want to consider international student, oftentimes they want to gamble, but you have to like read their papers, identify a particular gap, make sure your CV is on point, make sure your resume is on point. And if the professor is not replying, just move on. There's nothing you can do about that. How do I get website of scholarship in Canada for cybersecurity or artificial intelligence? There is no particular website that focuses on scholarship in Canada. There could be random website, but like I said, Google artificial intelligence in Canada. You see list of schools. Look for professor in that field, write them, and discuss funding opportunities. How is the job market for non-native first generation graduate after the PhD? It might be better for STEM. I mean, the humanities, and I'm kind of hopeless. Don't be hopeless. That is something for everyone out there. It all depends on the way you package it. Like, tend to like there is. I mean, so much benefiting networking like we're doing here. There are a lot of people here. You might want to network on Twitter. There are funding opportunities or jobs on LinkedIn. There are jobs opportunities. So think about what the steps you're taking right now, and now understand like the future will take care of itself. So do not worry. There are things for that is just unique for everyone out there. Make sure you invest in yourself, invest in your skill, make sure your skill is applicable to what is involved right now. So that's important. If a professor doesn't reply your mail, can you apply to the school anyway? If the school require you to get a professor acceptance, you should not apply. Don't waste your application fee. So, I have a GRE certification. I'm also a graduate 4.47 in industrial maths. I want to apply for PhD in the US. Any idea of school I can apply to with I probably to funding. Well, I don't know. You just need to write the schools in the US, look for professors, and most schools in the US, if you're admitted for PhD, they provide funding because they know PhD is quite hard, except a few schools. So you may want to consider talking to a professor in your field, or like you are, then apply. I mean, industry mathematics is one area of interest that it's really um, kind of lucrative. So you may want to consider the application of your field to that. So the next is the Veneer Canada Graduate Scholarship. Somebody asked me, "Oh, how do you apply for the Veneer Canada Graduate Scholarship?" Yeah, it's administered by the Canadian government agencies, the Canadian Institute of Research, the National Science and Engineering Research Council. The scholar also receive a 50,000 grant each year for 3 years. This program accommodates support up to about 166 scholars annually. In return, the scholars and world-class bright minds help in creating an effective and innovative environment in Canadian universities. So, it's important to know that you cannot apply directly to for the Vineyard scholarship like you do in CSE or like let's say the Korean government scholarship. You must first apply to your institution which has the Vineyard quota. So you must be nominated by the institution for the scholarship. So that is the school nomination comes first, and it's all the deadline is always set by the school. Well, for the school to submit the Vineyard nomination, the deadline is November 2, 2021. So that is that for the Veneer Canada graduate scholarship. So you need a supervisor acceptance in the school to get you, and it's for Canadian people with PR as well as some international student. So for the Vanier scholarship, like I said, it's 50,000 per year for 3 years. Eligibilities for Canadian citizen, permanent resident of Canada, foreign citizens, and the area of research interest is health research, natural sciences or engineering, social sciences, and humanity. So the deadline for the school to submit their nomination is November 2nd, 2021. Okay, let me answer some questions. I will write code email, but I had the email of the student must now contain numbers. Mine contains number. Open another email address. My email address contains my first and last name. Yeah, in most database, in most universities, they might tag it as spam, like you don't even get to the professor itself. Looks like there is scarcity of GIS or spatial analysis scholars because I haven't seen. Maybe there are. Maybe you're not looking in the right direction. I know someone that read GIS in Futa and was on the MasterCard scholarship in UBC. So there is a scholarship out there for everyone. Depends on how deep you look into it. Are there any schools in the US with PhD admission by January 2022? Oftentimes, the PhD admission in the US is fall. So you must have applied in this year for the next year fall. Doki, please find some time to talk about Korean government scholarship. Yes, 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 yes. That's my scholarship. I'm not really talking about Korean government scholarship right now because we just got into Korean government scholarship like approval. Like I had two people. I'm so proud. Like I have two people that got a Korean government scholarship. Like they saw my tweets on Ijesha Ali. Shout out to Pivot Scholar Ijesha Ali and the host of other guys putting out scholarship information. Shinwa Jai, everyone out there putting out scholarship information. Larry of Africa. Larry of scholarship. Yeah, shout out to you guys. So I'll talk about Korean government scholarship later. So stay connected on this side. I'm a one-time Korean government scholar, so I know the elements and the requirements. So just take it easy. I'm choosing it one by one. So yeah, so that's for if you're interested in Vineyard government school, I mean Vineyard Canada graduate scholarship program, I can also drop the link for you to check what it entails. And if you are considered Canada, you can check that website to see if the information really matters to you. If your professor doesn't reply your email, can you apply to the school? Yeah, I've attended to that. So the next scholarship I want to talk about is South Korea. Everyone is asking me South Korea. Do you want to study in South Korea? There are a lot of opportunities in South Korea. Can I still get scholarship for this year and scholarship in computer science? I haven't gotten IELTS and West. Yes, you can get, and you should check out this one I'm talking about. This is 2022 scholarship for graduate admission. Is it possible to get a scholarship with a 3.5 and a 5? Yes, you can get it. Why not? This is 2022. If you're thinking about going to South Korea is like I usually talk a lot about South Korea because it's a beautiful country and it's the number one country in terms of tech, and they invest a lot in education. Like there are funding opportunities, and blacks are not really so much. And so like the fact that you speak English, they respect you. They kind of like give so much respect to you. And so I kind of like the country. And in terms of like ice scraper building and also internet, like in terms of technology, like one of the top in the world, like they're the number one in terms of technology. So this scholarship in Korea is 2022 spring graduate admission at Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology for masters and PhD. So if you're interested in fully funded scholarship for masters and PhD in mechanical engineering or urban infrastructure engineering, someone is asking about GIS and spatial analysis. Like you can combine, think about it interdisciplinary. If you're interested in environmental science engineering, disaster management engineering, convergence of science and arts, semiconductor materials and device, energy engineering, chemical engineering, nuclear engineering, biomedical engineering, biological science, industrial engineering, artificial intelligence. Someone asked me about masters in artificial intelligence recently, electrical engineering, computer science and engineering, physics, applied physics, chemistry, mathematical science, business admin. You may want to consider applying for the master's and PhD program at the Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology in Korea. How difficult is learning Korea? It is not difficult, my guy. If I could survive Korea, you will survive. No big deal. If you do, nothing that happens. So the deadline for this the Ulsan Masters and PhD program, it's 15th of July. That's for the first opening, and the first opening is like October 12th. So you might want to submit your application before the 15th of July to qualify for this program. Can I still get Canada scholarship admissions? I don't know about Canada scholarship, please. I don't know why people are so much obsessed with Canada. In Canada, though, I don't want to talk so much about it. I've addressed Canada in my tweet post. So disclaimer, you may want to apply to any scholarship in Canada. Just write schools and check it out. But there are about 73 universities in Canada, and the fundings are pretty lower compared to the US. So you may want to redefine your route. And even if you want to come to Canada, you might take a reroute right now so that you don't really focus so much attention on Canada and you miss other opportunities. Okay, there's our many scholar. Just take your time and be patient. Pass the test and write good proposal, SOP. And thank you so much for that information, Dusty. Hello, Prof. I had cases where someone get a fully funded in the US but then deny visa. Is this true? I haven't heard about that. For people in my clique, over 15 people that got fully funded in the US, they all got their visa approved. Like if you can follow the format that you written in your SOP, you have to talk about what you want to go and do in the US. Like you're not just going to the US to like have fun. You have a problem statement you want to solve. So the visa issue shouldn't be a problem. And in the last couple of months, a lot of people get their visa within 5 minutes of interview and they're out of it. So I don't think it's a big deal. Like you don't have to generalize. So again, if you're interested in South Korea, this is fully funded scholarship for you, and the tuition fee is waived. The stipend offer of about $900 per month for your masters, and also about $1,200 per month for the PhD. The 900,000, I mean $900. We have a 9.6 million won for 1 year for the masters, and 13.2 million won per year for PhD, which is approximately for the masters. It's approximately like $900 per month as a stipend, and your tuition is covered. With that, you can survive in Korea. It's really cheap compared to Canada and some other countries. So if you're interested in master's or PhD in chemical engineering, artificial intelligence, nuclear energy, chemistry, basic admin, physics, you may want to consider applying for the spring graduate admission at OSAN, National Institute of Science and Technology, which closes on the 15th of July. Another one would open and the first opening, the first opening is from July 7th to July 15th. So I'm going to put that in the chat section as well. Can evaluation of BSc result in West, let's say 2-2 boost the chance? Yes, it can boost your chance if it's pushed to 2-1. But if you evaluate and it's still in 2-2, there's nothing you can do about that. So if you're interested in going to South Korea, please check out these opportunity at also National Institute. I'm going to post the timeline right now. It's fully funded, including tuition, so you can download the admission guideline and a lot of others. That's that for Korea. Again, there's another scholarship opportunities in Korea for PhD and postdoc at Daegu Gyeongbuk Institute of Science and Technology is fully funded. They have several scholarships. One of them is the GIS Presidential Scholarship. It has a special scholarship of 3 million Korean won per semester is awarded to selected candidate. Also, there is interdisciplinary engineering scholarships. The tuition fee is about 7 million per year. The stipend, it's 15 million per year plus extra incentive. The PhD program gives you a minimum of 22 million Korean won. 22 million Korean won is more like 20,000 dollars. So you get approximately of, let's say, 2,000 like 1,800 US dollars in a month for your stipends. And also there are admitted students, for instance, you get your stipends, and you can use it to out of it to pay your tuition. So if you're considering my PhD and postdoc in emerging material science, information and communication engineering, robotics engineering, energy science and engineering, new biology, brain and cognitive science, interdisciplinary engineering, please apply to Daegu Gyeongbuk Institute of Science and Technology in Korea. I had my language program at Daegu. It's a beautiful city you might want to consider. It's very cool and calm. The application deadline is on the 8th of July, 2021. Thank you, sir, for the information, Veneer. So that means for some university, you need to spend a year before you can be nominated.